check out Tesla surging to a new all-time high today after the EV maker said it delivered a record number of vehicles during the fourth quarter. But as Tesla soared, another player in the EV space hit the skids, Quantumscape plunging 40%. Let's get right to Phil LeBeau, who just spoke exclusively with the company's CEO. Phil.
Melissa, when you talk with Jagdeep Singh, who is the CEO, the founder of Quantumscape and the CEO, he's pretty clear that there are no material changes. Not just clear, he's emphatic. There are no material changes to the business for Quantumscape, and he still believes that what they showed on December 9th, when they said, here's our battery technology, our solid-state lithium metal battery technology we're developing, that it still is a game changer. Here he is just talking to us last hour.
If we can get this into the market, and which is the task we're currently focused on, wrapping up production, making these multi-layer cells, we absolutely believe we can get a really big share of the market. And if we do that, then investors will be well taken care of. And that's really all we can control is the long-term value creation.
Jagdeep Singh talking to us exclusively last hour. While Quantumscape was plunging today, shares of Tesla keep chugging higher. This after the company reported over the weekend its Q4 and 2020 vehicle delivery totals. Now, for the fourth quarter, Tesla reported a record number of quarterly deliveries, more than 180,000, 90% of them being the Model 3 or the Model Y. Here's the number that a lot of people were focused on. It's the bar on the far right. That is the final number for 2020, coming in at 499,550 vehicles. Now, there are people out there, Melissa, who are saying, wait a second, they targeted 500,000. They didn't hit their delivery guidance. That's less than 0.1%. Less than that they fell short. I think essentially they hit their target of delivering 500,000. By the way, the consensus on FactSet among analysts, they believe that they will deliver at least 787,000 vehicles, but we won't get their guidance until they report their Q4 financials 3 or 4 weeks from now.
Phil, just a quick question on Quantumscape, which went public via SPAC, back in November or so. Were there fundamental changes to the business when the stock went up tenfold to 130-something and change?
You mean fundamental changes in terms of what they plan to do in terms of rolling out the solid-state
their
battery?
technology, any developments?
No.
Okay.
No. Now, you will hear people, and it's not hard to find them online, who are saying, well, look, they've had a release in terms of some of their shares. They filed an S1 last week, but all of that was known. It's not like there was some new information that came out and people said, whoa, where did this come from? I think this speaks to the broader question, Melissa, that you and I have discussed in the past, which is this stock ran so far, so quickly, that it was due to come back. And then the momentum on the upside became momentum on the downside.
Absolutely. Phil, thank you. Phil LeBeau. Bono, and I don't know where you want to go with this. I mean, I asked Phil that question because I was trying to get at what actually powered that stock higher, and it sounded like not that much except for momentum in the market.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm on the wrong show, but do I get a lifeline? I mean, this is really a tale of two cities here. It's a situation where, listen, if we roll back the clock a few years back or even several quarters back, we're looking at Tesla, we all sat up and spoke about the speculative nature of the trading and how it was trading the options, the stock, et cetera. And you're seeing the same thing in QS, and this is literally why most of us, I think literally unanimously across the table, we have pounded the table and said, listen, when you've doubled or tripled and you see these massive run-ups in names, you have to take some chips off the table because it's prudent risk management. At this early stage of a company, it's really about your trading and your risk management and prudence rather than it is picking a top or bottom or price target. I think that's really the walkaway point from this all.
Yeah, Guy, when I think of the massive run that Tesla's had, I think of Cathie Wood of ARK Invest. ARK Innovation ETF, one of the top performing non-leveraged ETF, if not the top performing, in 2020. And she has been on this show and talked about how she trades around the position because from a portfolio management perspective, it is prudent to do so. And you got to wonder what the play is at this point. What do you think the play is with Tesla at this point?
We've had her on a number of times. We've asked her that question because that's the pushback against her is if you're so bullish, why do you sell it? And she's answered it exquisitely a number of times, so good for her. And I got it as far as I can tell, in terms of that stock, there's nobody better in terms of the analysis. And one thing I've said for a while, and again, I don't pretend to understand Tesla, but I've been saying it since the spring, you stay with it. If you're looking for a reason to take profits or take money off the table, if you're looking for a metric or catalyst, I think it's going to come in the form of volume in the shares. Tesla's been trading about 40 million shares a day-ish. If you see about 130 million share day on a massive move higher, that's your key to maybe pull the ripcord and take some money off the table. That's my metric. And the thing about QS, I mean, forget about the fact that it went, as a SPAC at, what was it, $10 in November. This stock from December 7th-ish went from 50 to 138, I think, back to 50. And I only mention that because this isn't a, billion-dollar company. I think this is still a $15 billion market cap company. It's staggering, these moves, and it speaks to something much broader in terms of some of the potential hiccups for this stock market, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's $18 billion, if you can believe it. $18 billion. Karen,
18
quickly.
billion.
Yeah, Karen, quickly.
Yeah. Can I just add one thing on Kathy? Obviously, has been right for so long on this, but I'm wondering if the amount of inflows that she's had actually make her a buyer, regardless of price, to get back up to whatever percentage she wants to have of Tesla, not a seller.
Good point there.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.